You are not behind on Microsoft Copilot yet. I teach thousands of busy pros like you, and what I'm starting to see is people are getting good with Copilot, but if you're a beginner and you feel overwhelmed, don't worry, I got you covered. In this video, I will show you step by step how to get the best results with Microsoft Copilot, how to use it with real tasks in your 365 apps, and we will also dip our toe in creating your first agent, and all of this with the free version of Copilot. So let's get going. The first phase is that I want you to pick a task. And right here, my task is that I have 2 sales PDF that I receive in my inbox every week, and I have to compare them and analyze them. We are in the Slice Baby, my fake pizzeria, and let's use Copilot to compare these PDFs. Okay, so I'm in M365copilot.com right here. I'm using the business version of Copilot. As you can see, I have my green shield at the top that says Enterprise Data Protection applies to this chat. Okay, there's multiple ways to access Copilot. I just go to M365copilot.com. You can use it in Microsoft Teams as well. Okay, and I attach my 2 PDF right here by clicking on the plus and upload images and file or add work content. Okay, I will hit send, and basically I ask Copilot to compare these PDF. Okay, and you can see at the top left, I've picked the Think Deeper model. Okay, you might be overwhelmed already. You're like, Dave, that's a lot of information. It's easy. M365copilot.com, pick the Think Deeper model, and attach your PDFs. And what I want to show you here is the results of my prompt. Okay, and we'll dive deep into the prompt just in a few seconds, but look at the results. I've compared my week 1 PDF with my week 2, and you can see the changes right here. And something I've asked to Copilot as well is to reference the page. So I've done all of that directly in my prompt, which we'll get into in just a few seconds, right? So Copilot went in, it made the table right here because that's what I asked in my prompt. And basically I asked a 3-liners after the comparison, right? Super interesting. So let me look at the prompt right here. I used the goal, context, expectation, source prompt formula, right? So I gave it first a goal, compare these 2 weekly reports. The context, I said that I own a Slice Baby pizzeria, and every morning I receive a report. The expectation, I said, give me a table with these columns, right? With these columns, a change, a page reference, etc. Okay, and I told it what to cover. That's exactly what Copilot did. And then I put the source. I attached 2 PDFs for the weeks, blah, 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 right? And then I attach the 2 PDFs, right? We picked the Think Deeper model. That's very important. You will get way better results with that. Okay, so that's the first task that you were able to do with Copilot. And how did we do that? We did that with the goal, context, expectation, source, prompt formula. And you can download this cheat sheet right here. It was downloaded by more than 10,000 busy professionals like you. And at the top left, you see that we have the prompting framework laid down there. Download it. It's absolutely free. Link in the description down below, and enjoy. And that's your first step into Copilot, learning how to prompt. I tell you, the results will be much better. Let's get to phase 2. So we just learned how to prompt, and you can see here, David Fortin, which is Marcus right here, he sends me an email. We're in Outlook, and with the free version, you can click on the Copilot button at the top right. It will open a pane like that, and you will see right here, the subject of the email will be taken into account. So Copilot has the context of this email, and let's reply to this email together. All right, so I wrote a prompt right here. I will just hit send. I kept the auto model right here. We don't need to think deeper. And look at that. Copilot is just answering to this email. Again, so real tasks, real prompts right here. So Copilot gave me 2 versions. How cool is that? The full reply and then the thumb reply. Why is this? It's because I customized my Copilot. And with this example, I didn't want to show you that you can answer to an email with Copilot. Yes, it's useful, but I want to show you the custom instructions. So I gave some instructions to Copilot. If I click on the 3 dots right here and I click on settings, you will see in personalization, I personalized my Copilot. Click here and you see I have the custom instructions turned on. So what it does, it adds details about my preference. So every time it will take these custom instructions into account. Sorry, I kind of lagged right here. Edit instructions, and you will see that's what I put right here. I said, hey, when I ask you to draft or reply to an email, always give me 2 versions in this order with no preamble, right? there's no preamble. You can see in the back right here. I say the version 1, the complete email, friendly and human, blah, 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 and the version 2. Okay, so you can tailor these custom instructions and Copilot will take them into account every time, and you see the results right here, the version 1, the version 2. You can make this all you want, but I thought that was very useful. So phase 2, make sure you customize your Copilot, okay? So if you've been thinking, Dave, there's a lot to learn with Copilot, you know what? I totally agree with you. And that's why I made my course, Copilot Essentials from AI Beginner to Proficient. It was followed by more than 3,000 busy professionals like you. It has a 14 days money back guarantee, no question asked, and it will take you step by step all of these subtle things that we have seen so far, how to prompt using the goal, context, expectation, source prompt formula with like thousands of examples, how to compare PDFs, how to analyze PDF, how to make sure you have the best prompt possible. And then I will also show you step by step how to customize your Copilot and get the most out of it. And we finish the course with a step-by-step module on how to create your first agent, but I will also show you a glimpse on how to create your first agent in this video. So now let's get to phase 3, how to use Copilot in your 365 apps. Okay, this is probably my favorite phase. So lots of people don't know that you have Copilot into your 365 apps, but it depends on your license, okay? Some people with the free version will have that, some people won't have that, okay? So when I open my Copilot right here, I need to make sure in Excel that I have the allow editing mode, and you will see this is wild, okay? I will put in my prompt, okay? And I'll try to make this a little bit bigger here. I will say, pull the daily sales table out of my weekly report and put it into this sheet, okay? And then I put a kind of detailed prompt. And what I'm gonna do, I'm going to click on the little plus right here and I will attach my weekly sales report. All right, as you can see, I attach my PDF. Need to make sure I have the allow editing mode. Again, you should have it if you have the free version of Copilot. If you have the paid version, you surely have it. And then one thing you need to do that's really useful, you can pick the model once again, okay? If your company has Claude available, pick Claude. If you don't, pick GPT 5.6. If you have the free version, I don't think you can pick a model. That's fine. Leave it on auto. It should work. And you know, remember, I receive this weekly report every week in my inbox. And now I want to craft an Excel based on this PDF. So that's why I send this prompt and I'll get you back with the results in just a few seconds. All right, so I just opened the PDF right here and you can see on the second page, I have this table right here. And you know, like me, like how complex it is to copy and paste into Excel, always bugs. You can see right here in Excel, let me make this a little bit bigger. Copilot just analyzed my PDF and it created a daily sales table right here, right? Super, super cool. And you will see right here, it's pulled from my data. And then what if we want to make a chart out of it? We just ask Copilot. It now has the ability to make some actions into my Excel file. So I will ask the following. I just asked, make a sales evolution chart using the selected tables, make it colorful and insightful so it's easy to present to my boss. Also add a few lines of comments. So now Copilot has the PDF as a context reference. It also has this table that it put in Excel, and it's so great because it will be able to craft something directly into Excel, then that I need to review, of course, and I'll show you the results in just, okay, 1 second. All right, so in the right pane, Copilot tells me everything that it did. I highly advise that you read it. Let me click done right here and close the Copilot pane real quick. So I have my key insights right here, okay? It gives me some great insights. Of course, it tells me, hey, the highest average ticket is Saturday, okay? So maybe we need to do something on the Saturdays. And if I look on the right, look at that. I asked it to make it colorful. I have my sales by day. And I have my number of orders on the right here. So it did a combo chart based on my data right here on the table, right? On the sales table. So I know this is painful to make these kind of charts in Excel. I've spent the last 10 years, 40 hours a week in Excel, for me. And I also know that you don't know that you could do that, allow editing with even the free version of Copilot, okay? So far in this video, we've seen quite a few things, huh? It's probably overwhelming. We've seen the goal, context, expectation, source prompt formula. You can download the cheat sheet that will give you everything that we saw so far. We saw that you can put the custom instructions into Copilot to draft 2 versions of emails by instance. And we also saw that Copilot in the 365 apps is available. I took Excel as an example, but in Word and PowerPoint, it's the same. It can do amazing stuff, okay? And now let's get to our last point of this video. All right, so you remember in phase 1, I showed you that you needed to learn how to prompt, and one task, the pick one task was the phase 1, we needed to compare PDFs. But what if I will tell you that we will create an agent that will help us compare PDF, because it's a task that we do very, very often. And if you're like, Dave, what is an agent? Just think about a travel agent. A travel agent, it's someone that is trained to do one task in a repetitive manner, okay? So it's trained to do one task only. So an agent, it's trained to do one task. Okay, so let's create our first agent. And you can do that with a free version. You can see at the bottom left, I have Copilot Chat Basic, okay? So that's the free version of Copilot. So I click here on agents. I'm in m365copilot.com, click here, over the arrow, and I will click on new agent, okay? And when you click on that, you will get into what we call the agent builder. It's not the best way to make an agent, but it's a good V1, okay? I will paste my prompt, and here be super detailed, okay? I just said, hey, create an agent called the report comparer. So I explained the slice size baby pizzeria, etc., okay? And I will just hit send, okay? I will just hit send. That's the easiest way to create an agent. You will see it will do always the same thing. It will return a table with these columns, right? So every time we need to go and do this task, it's loading as I speak here. Every time we need to go and do this task, it's going to take these instructions that you see right here into account. So we don't need to do like a very, very long prompt as I showed you, but we don't create agents for everything, right? So it's very important that you understand how to prompt. And then here we are, okay? So it gave some instructions, some skills, some step-by-step workflow. So the agent is created to receive 2 weekly reports, okay? And find and extract the exact values, right? So you can see all of these instructions, okay? And the difference between the free and the paid Copilot is that you cannot put knowledge, okay? So with the paid Copilot, you can add some files as knowledge. You could put some previous reports, by instance, and give it an example. You can't do that with this, but that's fine. Let's click create and test our agent now. All right, I created the agent. Let's go to the agent, and I will make a very, very simple prompt. I will just say, compare these 2 PDFs following your instructions, and I will attach my 2 weekly sales report. Here we go, and you will see versus the first time that we send the prompt, I didn't ask for a table specifically, but since it's already fed into the instructions of the agent, it should make a table, okay? I didn't even try, and see one thing I did wrong is I didn't pick even the Think Deeper model. I highly advise that you do this, but look at that, right? It very looks similar, the results versus what we received in the first phase, where we learned the goal, context, expectation, source, prompt formula, and it made a table like this, and it also highlighted what mattered most. So that's an agent, and your agent is located right here into agents, and it's the report comparer, okay? You just pick this every time you need to compare a sales report, and then you write your prompt. So that was the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to learn more about Copilot, of course, my course, Copilot Essentials from AI Beginner to Proficient. The link is right here, learncopilot.ai/masterclass. And if you want to become really good at Copilot as well with a free video, I think YouTube thinks that you will like this one right here. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a big thumbs up. And I'll catch you in the next video.